You're listening to my cousin D. Lils on
It's D. Lils, you rockin' with hip-hop and home runs. We don't criticize pros, man, it's all fun. Urban media, yeah, we talking sports, debating issues, spitting game on and off the court. It's hip-hop and home runs.
Hiphop and Homeruns.com.
Hello fans, coming direct to you from my thoughts on how this season is going to progress. We're going to be doing this in probably 4 or 5 different shows, and then some others during the NFL season. However, I'm from the old school, and if you think about the old school, my true beliefs are defense wins championships. Defense wins championships. So if you think there's going to be some questions about my predictions, always keep in mind my thoughts about defense. Okay, what I believe must happen for teams to do well this year. You must win the games that you're supposed to win. You must win the games you're supposed to win. No excuses. What's going to hurt the teams are key losses in personnel. Those teams that have a lot of young, hard-hitting, smart players, but you lost a lot of veterans. Locker room leadership, on-field leadership makes a difference when it gets cold, when it gets tight, when we get close to playoffs. New personnel and coaches. Some are there and ready to go. Some know they can't make any mistakes, so it's going to be tight on them. Other things that are going to hurt people are the early games. Who the suspensions are going to be, who retired, and the movement of players around the league. Who gets off to the great start? That's important, because then you have some leeway. What I think is going to happen. I'm going to start with the AFC North. Okay, my son and I have been debating. We can't seem to look eye to eye on most of these things. But here are my predictions. Guess who's going to win the AFC going to be the representative in the AFC will be Cincinnati. Cincinnati. Yep, I've said this for the last 2 years. Now it's your turn. You have all the pieces. You have a defense and you have an offense. Quarterback, please don't disappoint me this year. Please don't disappoint me. But with everything you have, you're going to slip in as the champion of that group. However, there's not going to be a lot of room between Cincinnati and the next two. And those next two will be, I'm going to give the edge to the Ravens. But the Ravens, one slip, and Pittsburgh will take your spot. And unfortunately, crawling up the bottom will be Cleveland. Now, I had more hopes for Cleveland, but you did some off-season things, but I don't know. That Manziel, don't believe in you, but if you come in there with a rabbit's foot in your pocket, anything can happen. So let's go back to Cincinnati. Cincinnati has it all. They have experience. Didn't help them by losing some a good cornerback. Speculation, good cornerback. I kind of was glad you left Dallas, but you did some things in Cincinnati. You don't win in this league without great corners, but you also need that pass rush. Cincinnati, you have that. But you got to put points on the board. Put points on the board and stop costing the defense. You have a good coach. Marvin, let's make some things happen. Ravens, gotta have some good defensive backs. You must have good defensive backs. Your trademark has been defense, defense, defense. Well, we have all the pieces up front. We have a good linebacking crew, but our corners, you're going to be out there on the island a lot by yourselves. You've got to come ready to play. Offense, Joe, you've been steady. We had a surprise in the backfield last year. Will you stand up and show me the same stuff this year? That's important. But more so, where are my receivers? I like the young group. I like that cagey veteran. But nothing else has been proven. Receivers, for you to take over the spot from Pittsburgh, you've got to come to play. Pittsburgh. Hard-hitting Pittsburgh. You lost some key veterans. Ike, Palomar, they may have been losing a step, losing some punch, but they were great leaders. That's your team, Pittsburgh. You win with defense, and that's what I believe in. I think you're going to take a back step. Linebacking, you lost some there too. I think that's where the Ravens are going to get their edge. Offense, I think you have everything in place to win anything with that offense, as long as your quarterback stays healthy. Come on, Big Ben. Don't let me down. And Cleveland. Cleveland, you're 1 year away. You may be 1 year away, but there could be a surprise. You have some young studs there on defense that I truly believe in. But can you give me any points? And offense, will you be giving us, giving the other teams points this year with so many turnovers? Well, people, those are my predictions for the AFC North. That's my first show. Look forward to talking to you as the year progresses to give you my predictions. I'll probably try to do that weekly and put your money on me.